Good morning, students. A warm welcome to everyone to the new academic year 2020-21. My name is Mrs. Ashwini Vatkar. I am going to teach you Science 2. Students, look at the picture. What does it show? Yes, diversity in the living world. There is great diversity in the plants and animals present around us. We cannot remember their names, characteristics. So, we have to classify them. Now, let's study need of classification. Classification makes study of wide variety of organisms easier. Plants and animals are included in different kingdoms so that we can understand diversity present among them. We can also study their similarities and differences. Due to classification, study of one organism helps to study other organisms belonging to the same group. Let's understand this point with the help of an example. Human beings are included in genus Homo and species Sapiens. There is great variety of organisms present in the species Sapiens. If we study one organism, then we come to know about characteristics of species Sapiens. By this we can say that if we study one organism of the species Sapiens, then we can understand characteristics of other organisms too. Third point, it helps to understand interrelationship between different organisms. Let's understand it with the help of a food chain. Consider a food chain: paddy field, grasshopper, frog and snake. Consider that population of frogs is decreased, then number of grasshoppers will increase, whereas number of snakes will decrease. In this way, there is interrelationship between different organisms, and this can be understood by classifying the organisms. Fourth point, it provides correct knowledge of organisms to various biological sciences. We know that biotechnology, biochemistry, microbiology, ecology, genetics, these branches of biological sciences study on organisms. Their complete study is dependent on living organisms. So, they need correct knowledge of organisms, and this knowledge is obtained by them from classification of living organisms. Robert Whittaker in 1959 classified living organisms into 5 kingdoms such as Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Animalia and Kingdom Plantae. Now let's study how this classification of living organisms is done. Living organisms are broadly classified into prokaryotic and eukaryotic organisms. Prokaryotic organisms are the organisms which have single cell and lack membrane bound nucleus and specialized cell organelle. Such organisms are included in kingdom Monera, whereas eukaryotic organisms are further divided into unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are the organisms that are single celled, such as amoeba, paramecium, etc. Such organisms are included in kingdom Protista. Multicellular organisms are further divided into living organisms with cell wall and organisms without cell wall. We all know that plant cell has outer covering called as cell wall. So these living things are nothing but plants. In plants there are two types, autotrophic plants and heterotrophic plants. Autotrophic plants are the plants which possess chlorophyll, so they can perform photosynthesis and can produce their own food. Whereas heterotrophic plants are the plants, they lack chlorophyll, so they cannot produce food and they are dependent on other organisms for their nutrition. Multicellular organisms are further divided into organisms without cell wall, and these organisms are nothing but kingdom Animalia. In this kingdom all the animals are included. In this way we have studied about biodiversity, need of classification, and how living organisms are classified. In next session we are going to study kingdom Plantae, basis used for classification of plants, etc. Thank you.